And we're back. Welcome to another episode of Successful Marketing, Sales, and Relationships for Adult Small Business Owners and Entrepreneurs, where we help you sell what you make. I am best-selling author SaDon Long, and it is Monday. It is officially, that's right, officially 100 days till Christmas. Are you ready? I paused. It's dramatic. I want you to think about it. Are you ready? And I'm not talking about the rock y'all to the beat, y'all. I'm saying seriously, are you ready? Is your plan in place? Do you know what you're going to do to get money this Christmas? Because we're at 100 days. And as we get closer and closer and closer, the major retailers, the big boxes, Amazon, they're going to be flooding all the people that you could be doing business with. They're going to be flooding their timelines and yours with their ads, their sales. They're going to be able to give better prices because they got more inventory. So, what's your plan to beat that? What's your plan to get around that? What's your plan to make sure that you get the customers you need to pay your bills, to keep your lights on, to pay employees, to pay yourself, you know, to take care of your responsibilities as a family? What's your plan? And if you do have a plan, as I said in the description, do you even know if it's going to work? You know, because if you wait till Black Friday and then you drop this, ooh, we having a so and so sale, and it goes flat, when you gonna recover? You know, don't see a way for you to recover because now that thing's rolling, people spending their money. You're gonna look up, they're gonna be out of money. Christmas gonna be over with, and then what? And if you didn't get the money before Christmas, how are you gonna live in January? What are you gonna sell in January? Who are you gonna sell to in January? So again, we're at the we're at the point now where it's got to happen. You have to have a plan over the next couple weeks. You got to know exactly what to do because if you don't get these customers now, again, another dramatic pause. So, with that being said, it's 100 days. We're talking about what you need to do, the four primary things that you need to focus on as a business owner if you want to be able to do this full time and pay your bills and make enough money to pay other people. Because that's how we judge a business, right? Yeah, let's start there because we're gonna get to it. But I want to start there. How do you judge a successful business? How do you at home? You know, by the people that they're able to hire, by the wages that they're able to pay, you know, by the buildings they're housed in. You know, that's how you might judge it at home. You might say, okay, they got good people, they're in a good location, they got plenty of inventory, place is clean, the temperature in here is warm when it's cold outside, cold when it's warm. Like those are the things, right? All those things come with money. Okay. Businesses who have money have good employees. Let's think about it like this. Anybody good at what they do, what they want? They want the hire that is worthy of the work. So any good saint that's been out there, they teaching the good saints, hey man, don't just be in there letting these folks use you. Okay. Any good person, their grandmothers taught them, don't be just in there letting these folks take advantage of you. And if they can't pay you, then you need to go somewhere else. If they can't pay you enough money to pay your bills, why are you working there? That's what the family members are going to say. So if that's what the family members are saying, and you're the person they're talking about who doesn't have enough money to cover payroll, who doesn't have enough money to pay 10, 20, 15, whatever the amount is you're hiring people for. You know, and let me be clear. The people you hiring, they're going to decide whether or not your family eats or not. The people you hire in your business are going to decide whether or not your family eats. Okay. If you hire salespeople who do not sell, then you don't move any inventory. If you hire people who steal, then you're going to lose money. If you hire people that run customers away, you're going to lose money. And now what? You're going to go home to your family and say, it was them people that you hired? Yeah. As the business owner, you don't get to have an excuse. Why? Because the buck stops with you. Because the bill comes to you. You know, if you've ever gone out to dinner with your kids and your kids say, hey, well, I ain't got it, mama. That don't stop the bill from coming. Just means that the big dog, the head of the household, the mama, the daddy, the parent, the grandmother, depending on who at the table, they have to be responsible for that bill. Same thing with your organization. You know, something breaks. Employees don't have to figure it out. You have to figure it out. So when you're hiring people this holiday season, you need to keep that in mind. Would I put my life in this person's hands? You know, would I put my life in the hands of someone who doesn't have a car? Would I put my life in the hands of somebody who's had 5 or 6 jobs? You know, would I put my life in the hands of somebody who doesn't have the skills that I need in order to watch my business grow? You know, because you can say whatever you want. This is life or death. You know, the suicide rate for business owners is high. You know, think about it. When you look at every great crash, there's people leaping off buildings because they just can't take it anymore. Because they don't want to go home to their families. They don't want to have to lose their lifestyle. They don't want to have to suffer that embarrassment. You know, and I'm not saying this to be facetious. I'm saying this because it's real. You know, when you judge a business, you're judging its buying power. Can they buy good employees? You know, can they buy a good location? You know, can they buy quality merchandise? You know, can they create an environment that I feel as a customer is worthy of me shopping in? And that takes money. You know, number 2, how do you judge a business owner? By their lifestyle. You know, as the Rich Comey Kwan says, I did a lot to live this here lifestyle. You judging about the car they drive. You judging about where the clothes they wear, where they live, how they look, you know, what they smell like, you know, how many of the events they're able to attend. You know, you see people at an event that cost a lot of money. You assume, hey, they must have been able to come up with the money to pay for this ticket. So if you're a business owner, this is what you're up against. 78% of business owners who don't have any employees make less than $50,000, and 8 out of every 10 business owners don't have employees. So they're basically making less than $50,000. And if you're making 50,000 or less, what grown person can you hire who's really great at what they do that you can trust your life with? You know, a person that's went and got their degrees, a person that has experience, a person that has skills. See, this is serious, man. You don't think this is serious? Seriously, you at home, you don't think this is serious. You don't think it's serious enough for you to put some thought into and say, oh man, it's only 100 days left. And I'm talking to you now because it's only 100 days left. You don't even have a plan yet. And if you do have a plan, how sure are you that it's going to work? And if it doesn't work, who's going to pay your bills? Now, I'm not talking to people, you know, who already are like, well, it ain't going to work, so I'm going to take you know, this sugar daddy opportunity. No, I'm talking about real hardworking people who need to keep their doors open. Real hardworking people who, even if this is their side hustle, they need the side hustle because they know that when they go to the store, eggs that used to be 89 cents are now $3.89. So that's $3 that has to come from somewhere. People who know, man, if I don't get it, it ain't gonna get got because I can't count on my kids to go get it. I can't count on his boyfriend to go get it. I'm talking to those people. What are you gonna do? You, know, you need help, right? I can't tell you that you need help. I can only tell you that you need to think about whether or not you need help. If you need help, I can help you. You don't know how to put together a marketing plan? I do. And I'm good at it. Because again, how would you judge me or someone like me? How would you judge your marketer? How would you judge your branding person? How would you judge your salespeople? You would judge them on their skills and their past track record. Okay, well, my past track record. Award-winning sales trainer, record-setting recruiter, Amazon best-selling author, #1 in business mentoring and coaching. My work as a marketing person has generated well into the 8 figures with clients. I can write it in the form of emails. I can write it in the form of Facebook posts. I could write it in the form of sales scripts that you can then use when you get on the phone. I can also help you put together a plan to make more money. Like, okay, how do we raise these prices so that you don't have to work as hard? I can make people understand what you're trying to offer them 1,000 times better than probably 95% of the people on this planet. Why? Because I've done it. Say, well, where's the proof? Like, well, hey, go to the page. Go to the website, growingrich.com. Call any of those people. Look at those people. Look at what people say about me. You know, godsend, guru, coach, lifesaver. So what's the likelihood that I could help you? But until you say, hey, man, I need some help, until it clicks in your head that we're about to go into the last 100 days of the year and you need to do something about it, you're not going to go to growingrich.com. But if you're going to go to growingrich.com or anywhere else, you need to know what you're looking for. You don't need help with sales, do you? How do you know you need help with sales? You look at your bank account. Look at what you did last year. Is it better? Did your sales go up with inflation? You don't need to raise your price. Or do you? Inflation went up. If your price stayed the same, that means you're making less money. Again, them eggs went up, what, 75%? An $89 carton of eggs is now $3.89. All your streaming services went up, but your price didn't go up. That means you're making less money than you did last year, even if sales are the same, because stuff costs more now. So where you could have went to the store with $1 and got a dozen eggs, now you need $4. If you were paying $3.29 for gas and now it's $3.89, you need 60 more cents per gallon. Where are you going to get it from? Okay. I need you to know that this is real. I need you to know that this is serious. And I need you to snap out of it, man. It's time. And look at it for what it really is. When people call me a marketer, for you at home, Somebody's like, oh, girl, he just do marketing. He just trying to say his marketing stuff. I am not a marketer. I am the person that helps people pay their bills. I'm the person that helps people retire their wives. I'm the help. I'm the help. You know, and what is that type of help worth? I'm the person who helps people buy new houses. I'm the person who helps people sell what they make so that they can be the person in their family that they're supposed to be. So they can be the big bro to their little sister and their nieces and nephews. I am the person that helps you be in a position to hire people, even if it's just your kids, and pay them money that keeps them out of your pocket, and make sure that you have money in your pocket. We just happen to use marketing and sales to do it. But the result of it is now you get to be a parent who can provide. So this holiday season, what are you going to do? And when are you going to do it? And if you're honest, do you even know how to do it? Now, we've had 260 plus days for you to figure out if you know what you're doing. We've had 260 plus days for you to figure out if you know how to contact customers. We've had 265 days for you to figure out if you know how to close those customers. We've had 265 days for you to figure out if your social media works or doesn't work. And if you get to this point and you realize it doesn't, it would be insanity by some people's standards to keep doing the same thing. You're going to risk your whole life just because you don't want to get any help? You know, does what I do work? Yes. Number one. Number two, you want to make some money, right? Yes. I want you to make some money. You don't want to spend a lot of money to do it. I don't want to charge you a lot of money. You know, again, if it works well, you'll see 100 times anything you could have paid me. You want it to be easy. I've made it easy for you. All you got to do is go to grownandrich.com, click the fast cash call button. Not only will you get retire early off one property, you'll get a free 30 with me, and you'll be able to take part in our Beat Black Friday webinar. And if you don't do 3.5 times as much as the investment, which is only $69, it's priced for you at home. If you don't do more than that by January 1st, so you got 100 days. So if 100 days from now, you haven't done almost 4 times as much as your investment, if nothing else, you just ask for your money back. But you got to decide if you need the help. And here's how you know you need the help. If you're looking at your accounts and you're not happy with what's in them, and you can't honestly say, okay, I know I got 3 customers that are going to wire me some money today who have already told me that it's on the way, then you need help. If you can't say, okay, this is how much money I got coming in the rest of this month, this is what I got coming next month, and be confident in it. Be confident in the forecast that you're saying. You need help. Because you can't tell me you don't feel bad if you haven't had a sale in 2 weeks and you don't know where your next sale is coming from. You can't tell me that's not keeping you up at night. You can't tell me that, hey, man, let's go out to lunch doesn't make your belly a little sick when you know you don't have no money. You can't say that telling people no feels good. So if you have to tell people no, if you don't know where your next dollar's coming from, if you don't know how you're going to grow your business, and confidently no. I mean, like, here's what we're going to do. Here's what we've been doing. This is what we're trending in. This is what we're good at. Here's who we're going after. You know, here's what we got in the pipeline right now. If you can't say those things, you need to go to growingrich.com. You know, and for people who are like, well, it's good, I think it's good, who said it was good? You know, has one executive that's made millions of dollars, has one executive that's world renowned and amongst the best said, yeah, that's good. Yeah, I think that works. Have any of those people co-signed it? Because you might think it's good until you sit down with a pro with a track record and skills and experience, and then they say, well, that's not clear enough. That doesn't make enough sense. Okay, that's good, but you need to change this word. It would work better if you did it like this. Do you even have a person like that in your circle that can say that they've sent enough emails, looked at enough emails, looked at enough open rates and click through rates to say, okay, that's not working. We need to change it. You know, do you even have a person in your circle that can say they've read enough posts to say, okay, this is a good one. We need to keep using this one? Do you even have anybody who knows how to do any of this stuff in your circle? If you don't, can you really trust yourself? Can you trust yourself to say, okay, this is good? Because if you can't, you're putting your whole family at risk. People say, hey, businesses go bad. 20% of them go bad in the first 18 months. No, they don't. They run out of money. You know, they become less useful to the people around them, so people leave them to die. You know, as long as you were paying this person to post for you, they were posting. As long as you were paying this person to do your media and your marketing and be your publicist, they were there. As long as you were paying the leasing people to allow you to be in this space, you were allowed to be there. But when you run out of money, all that stuff goes away. And usually it's not because you ran out of money. It's because you weren't getting a good enough return on your money and you had to choose your family and yourself over your business. But more than likely, you got a good business. You just don't have any sales skills. You just don't know what to focus on. You just don't know how to get the most out of each and every customer. So it's not that your business is bad. You just don't have a good business plan that you can execute that works. Because the person that helped you put it together probably hadn't sold anything. So all this stuff is theory. Again, that's where we're at. Now I only got about 10 minutes left, so we're going to take this last 10 minutes to tell you what you need to be focusing on this holiday season. There are 4 things that you need to focus on this holiday season. Number 1, revenue. Number 2, new leads. Number 3, sales of your products. What's selling good, what's not selling good. And 4, retention. Those are the 4 things that you need to focus on. Number 1, getting up every day. You need to know, where my next dollar's coming from. Okay, who do I need to follow up with? Who do I need to reach out to? Who do I need to follow up with about buying again? Because there's a difference between following up with them for the first time and following up to get the second sale. Okay, so you need a list of those people when you get up in the morning that you are supposed to be knocking down. That's your number 1 priority. I get up in the morning, I look at my list. Okay, called him yesterday, called him, they didn't pick up. Ooh, got to call them back again. Ooh, let me call this guy back because they might buy again. Call this person back to see if they got a referral for me. Now I know you're going, oh, that seems tedious. That seems hard. Why I can't just hire somebody? Because somebody good makes $80,000 a year. And you're not doing $80,000 a year as a business, let alone with another $80,000 to put out to somebody else. I've been in the meetings and I've literally pressed business owners to be like, why are we going to get this person this money? How are we going to get our money back? And if you won't stand on the table and literally kick me in my face and say, no, we're hiring them, then we're not hiring them. If you're not standing on the table like, we got to have this person, not hiring them. So I know you're saying we should hire people, but hiring bad people to take your money and give you nothing in return is how people end up broke. If you take your car to the shop to get it fixed and they charge you money and it's still not fixed, do you feel good about that? No, you feel like a fool. Like, man, I done gave these people my money and they ain't did nothing. It's the same thing when you hire employees. You know, sat down with an employee one time and I literally told her, you are in an abusive relationship with your people. You are paying them to let you down. You are paying them to lie to you. You are paying them to steal from you. You are letting them do things to you you wouldn't let your man do. And then you're making excuses for them. Now, how is that a recipe for success? So again, if you're thinking, why do I got to be the one to call these people? Who do you think the people really want to hear from? Who's asking them for the money? Who's asking them to trust them? It's you. So of course you need to be the one to say, hey, how you doing? Just following up with you. I know you clicked on my website. I just want to make sure you got what you needed. Or I just want to talk to you and figure out exactly what it is that you need so I can make sure that we get it done. You know, because 8 out of 10 people don't have employees. And if you're only doing $15, $20 an hour, you don't have enough to break bread with nobody else. You need that for your own financial, financial situation. You need that 20 to go to your gas tank. You need that 20 to go to your kids. So again, before we outsource stuff, we need to make sure that we're good at it. And the other reason we need to make sure we're good at it is so when we do outsource somebody, we know that they know what they're doing because we've had to do it. They can't come back to you and say, well, they not buying, boss. No, 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 no. I watched you and you didn't show them anything. I watched you. You didn't ask them anything. I watched you. You didn't do a good job. You stealing from me and you got to depart from me. But if you've never sold anything, then people could just lie to you. Like, no, I do this every day. Why would they buying when I'm out there, but when you out there, they're not buying? You don't want to be a sucker for employees. Same thing with marketing. You don't want to be a sucker for marketing people. You got marketing people who sit down with you and they say they want to get you out there, but they don't tell you how to recoup your money. Dramatic pause. Okay. So again, you're hiring a marketing person, but really what you're saying is, I need someone who is going to help me get sales. Okay. They're talking about the colors on the website, but they're not talking about how to make sure that the website is converting and acting as a salesperson and getting us the information we need to recruit and recontact these people. So if they didn't buy today, we get a second or third crack at them. If they're not doing that, how are you going to get your money back? And if your money's gone and the customer's gone, soon after that, your business will be gone. So let's run it back to the top again. Revenue. Where's it coming from? When's it coming? Who's it coming from? How much is coming? And how do we get more? This is not about being greedy. This is about being able to hire people that are competent. If you make more, then now you could take a mom who's got 2 kids and pay her a good wage. You can take a dad who has to pay his child support and pay him a good wage. You can go get a felon and give him a good job. You can help the community. My business partner and bro, I've sat there and watched him hire people who were coming out of the penitentiary and give them opportunities. We say we want to help the community, but the best thing you can do for your community is to be a good business. And we judge good businesses by their buying power, their ability to buy good employees, their ability to buy a good location, their ability to buy quality merchandise. You know, and the people who work for them, how well they live. Your people live better when the company's making more money. That's how I work on a 9 to 5. You know, you can't ask for a raise from a company that's losing. And if you didn't get no raise on that job, you didn't want it anymore. You didn't do a good job. So why do you think people are going to do a good job for you if you can't give them a raise, if you can't give them a Christmas bonus, if you can't give them a Christmas party? But if you ain't making no money, again, revenue. Number 2, leads, customers. You know, we talk about marketing all the time. All marketing is getting a list of people, getting a group of people, getting a audience of people who are open to the idea of doing business with you, who will hear you out, who will hear you out in a presentation, who will hear you out in a phone call, who will hear you out in an email, who will hear you out on a video. That's all it is. Okay. So how are we going to get a list of those people? And I'm not talking about just anybody. I'm talking about people who are open to the idea of doing business with you, people who have a problem that you can solve. Don't matter how good your food is if everybody on the list has already eaten. You got great steaks, but everybody on your list is a vegan. You got a great product, but everybody on your list is broke. No matter how good it is, if they can't afford it, what are you going to do? You know, at least if you got people who are open to the idea, you can then say, okay, cool. You know, here's how you could maybe go and get the money. We could take half now, half later. We got payment program. We got karma. You know, then those people, they could start saying, well, I probably could go and do a payday loan, or I probably could go get blood, or I probably could sell something, or I probably could put it on my card or whatever. But if they're not even open to the idea, how are you going to do it? You know, it might be a great idea and they just go borrow the money from somebody else. You know, but you have to be tracking how many people are coming into your business that you can actually sell something to. Because now that leads us to conversion. You know, I have 15 people I could sell something to, and I sold 12 of those people something. You know, you see a post of mine, a video of mine, a reel or short of mine floating around, you know, where my client is saying we did 14 out of 15. Okay. So imagine if 15 people came to your store today and 14 people bought something. How cool would that be? How would that affect your business? How would that affect your day? How would you go home as a parent? Whoa, we had a good day today, but about 14 out of 15. I'm ready. You know, let's do something nice tonight. And the reality is, if that 15 person didn't buy, that doesn't mean they didn't buy in a week when they got paid. So you might have gone 15 out of 15. If you could get 15 out of 15, and now you got 15 customers. Let's just say 7 of those people gave you a referral that converted. Referral that converted. They gave you another person that wanted to help themselves by using your product and or service. Notice I said they wanted to help themselves. They saw enough value in you and what you did to want to use it themselves. So now you got 7 more sales that you ain't have to work to get. How great is that? What would that do for your business? What would that do for your day? How much money would that then give you to cover rising gas costs this winter? How would that give you more money to maybe hire somebody or put together a little Christmas package, take the people out? And if you could take the people out for a Christmas party, how much harder would they work for you? Notice when I say work for you, remember, these are the people that control whether or not you and your family eat. So if you could give to them, then more than likely they're going to give back to you. And if they don't give back to you, then you've been checking on them enough to say, hey, you're not giving back. I need you to give back. And if you can't give back, I need you to give me my shirt, give me my keys, and go. But you have no leverage if you can't pay nobody, because everybody's basically on a volunteer basis. So they only work when they feel like it. So again, number 2 is leads. Do we have enough people coming in so that we can start to be able to say, hey, I got 15 people coming in today. We typically close 8 out of 15. So I expect today's business to be about this. I got 15 people who inquired. As a coach, I usually get at least 4 out of every 15. So I expect my next 2 weeks to look like this in regard to revenue. Because then once you start having some information, some data, then you can say, why am I only closing 4 out of 15? See, now you sit down with somebody who can then say, okay, here's how we close more of that. Because that same video I talked about where people were talking about how much they were closing, when they came to me saying, well, we need a person to help us with digital marketing. But after I sat down with them, I realized they didn't have a marketing problem. They had plenty of people lining up to come through the door. They just wasn't closing enough of them. Again, if you got a line of people who don't buy nothing, what good is it? But if I only got 10 people, but I sold all 10. You had 100 people, you sold 3. I had 10 people, I sold 10. I did better than you today. Didn't have as many people looking, but I sure had way more people buying. See, that's how the little guy beats the big guy. Big guy got everybody coming through, at 3 o'clock in the morning, super excited to spend their money. You in the bed asleep because you got everybody to come through last week and spend their money with you, so your money's already been made. See, that's why we run it Beat Black Friday, so that your money's already in your pocket and you could actually be out shopping during Black Friday instead of trying to work. Instead of killing yourself hoping people come through on Small Business Friday, on Small Business Saturday. Your money already been made. So we talked about revenue. We talked about leads. Now let's talk about product sales. Product sales are extremely important. Now, for me, coming from retail, product sales were important because the way I looked at products was like, okay, which ones are my best ones? And what you'll find out is what you need to focus your energy on. I always go back to when I worked in a big box and I was the department head for shoes. The whole game plan that they laid out, we weren't selling that stuff. And they hadn't had a game in over a decade. But I realized that, the people in this neighborhood are professionals. These are people who like to go out. They like to look good. They like to have matching handbags and matching shoes. They like to dress to impress. So we took all of the stuff that we knew that they were wearing and we put that stuff in the front. We put all the fly dress shoes for my steppers in the front. We put all of the shoes with the matching handbags and the high heels that women were wearing with their jeans, put it in the front. We took the boots during wintertime with the thigh-high joints, put them in the front. We put all the cool little trendy sneakers in the front. Why? So every time somebody walked by, they could see it. So that my employees could easily point to it. Now, that got me in a lot of trouble with corporate until the buyers came. Now, when the buyers came and we walked my department, the corporate folks were like, well, this is all wrong. And then the buyers were like, whoa, 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 no, it's not. Based on these numbers, this is all right because we selling this, we selling this, we selling this, we selling this. And he's having a gain. So he's making us money. So even though you might think that the design is bad because he's not doing what we told him to do, but in actuality, the one thing we really told him to do, which was make us some money, he doing better than everybody in the district. So when you know what you're selling, you sell that. If it's a coaching program that's working, You put your energy on the one that works. I tell this story all the time. I had a client with two programs. He had two programs. One was doing good, one was doing bad. We focused all our energy on the one that was doing good. And then we took those people once they knew, liked, and trusted us, and we sold them the other one. So now, instead of that customer giving us one $3.99, they gave us the $3.99, and then the other program was $5.99. So now, same customer paid us twice. And all we did was track their progress, make sure that we answered their questions, made sure we stayed locked in and checked in with them. And then when the time came, we was like, hey, I see that you're doing really well over here, but this right here will really take you to the next level. Let us explain it to you. Break it down because they open to hearing from us. Because you need leads that are open to hear from you. You need people who like you and trust you enough to actually slow down and listen. Not just keep walking. We like, hey, excuse me. Not just keep walking. Not just keep scrolling. Not just take whatever it is you sent them in the mail and throw it on the ground. Not scroll past your email. You need a person who's actually going to stop. Hold up. Wait a minute. Now, what did you say? And the people who know, like you, and trust you and to see you as someone who can help them, that's what they do. They slow down for you. Even if it's not something they want, they at least give you a listen. That is why I'm such a proponent of direct to customer. Why I'm such a proponent of referral, which is why I'm such a proponent of reaching out to people who may know people. Why? Because those people are actually going to take the time to listen to you. We talk about this social media thing all the time. Okay. What is your real social media reach? Okay. When I say your social media reach, I mean when you hit the post button, how many people actually saw it? Okay. Because if you hit the post button and 10 to 15 people saw it, and those 10 to 15 people all ignored it, they didn't click on it, they didn't comment on it, they didn't like, they're not going to open you up to another 30 people, let alone 300 people. And how many people do you need, again, going back to lead, how many people do you need experiencing, interacting, taking a minute to listen to you for you to close enough to keep your business open? And you can't act like you ain't mad. Stop acting like you're not mad about this stuff. That you're not even a little bit frustrated that your sales are low. That you're not even a little bit shook that you keep seeing money go out of your bank account and none is coming in. That you don't want to go back and look at some of these people you hired all throughout the year and ask for your money back. That marketing or website or whatever you got that's costing you hundreds of dollars and you're not making no money, that thing ain't something you considering. Like, oh man, maybe I need to just go and get rid of it. But if I get rid of it, then how people gonna look at me? Because that's how we judge businesses, right? You ain't got no website? Yeah, but they wanted another $700 to keep it on for another year because I let them talk to me, get all these bells and whistles that nobody even uses. Is that how you feel? Is that what you're thinking? Because if that's what you're thinking, be honest about it. Be real with yourself. Like, man, I am in a hole and I need to dig out of it. Because even if you're doing 100,000, how much are you spending to do 100,000? Because I've had clients who spend a lot of money every month because they got kids, they have a house, they have car notes. Plus they have a business, plus they have the space that their business is housed in. So now you need good people still. You also got two mortgages, two car notes, tuition, because again, your business is supposed to pay you like a good ass job. And if it's not, then you're poor and you're impoverished. Maybe you don't want to admit it, but it's the truth. If you look at the statistics, if you're doing about $15, $20 an hour, look at jobs that pay $15, $20 an hour and how many of those jobs would you want? So stop acting like this ain't that big of a deal. So again, what products are selling best for you? Okay. If you see what products are selling best, then you focus your energy on those products. You figure out why those products are selling. Well, why do people only buy the little one as opposed to the big one? Because now you got these big ones that you probably shouldn't order any more of. You should stop ordering those. Order more little ones. Maybe even raise the price on the little one. Maybe even do a two for on the little one. You know, because if you keep ordering the big one and you're not moving it, now you're just wasting money. So we got to know what we're selling, what's the best sellers, and also what are people asking about? What are people asking for that maybe we need to create? What problems are they having that they're telling us about? Because the idea is not to keep sending them down the street. The idea is to say, okay, now let us solve that problem because we already have you in our building. We already have your like and trust. Let us figure the problem out for you. If you do landscaping and you realize that people keep asking if you know anybody with a truck, you go out and buy a truck, right? Makes sense. Because those people already know, like, and trust you. Or you go find somebody with a truck and you partner with them. And you say, hey, man, I got 15 people already lined up for us. We're going to move the stuff out. But if you're never talking to the customers, or you're never following up with the customers, or you're never touching the customers, how are you going to get this information? If everything's AI, everything's CGI, everything's automated and CRM'd, and you never actually talk to these people, how do you know when they're unhappy? How do you know what they're unhappy about? How do you know why they're leaving? How do you ask for a referral? How do you ask for a testimonial if you're never talking to them? Let's be honest. What's the likelihood of AI saying, well, we'd really like a testimonial from you, and people doing it? Human nature says, I don't want to let down somebody I respect. I don't want to let down a parent. I don't want to let down a friend. I don't want to let down somebody I gave my word to. Okay? Which is why people struggle to lie to people that they respect. So if you're a respected business owner who's really helped this person out, and you come to them and you say, hey, man, I need you, that other person is going to feel convicted and tell you yes. And then they're going to keep their word because they do not want to let you down. So you need to be talking to your customers. That's why you need to talk to them, because people are less likely to lie to your face. But if you're sending them text messages and you're using AI and you're using, chat bots and all those things, they'll lie to them people and ignore those people all day long. And if they're lying to them and ignoring them, then you can't forecast what you need to do for yourself and your business properly. You can't put together no budget because you don't know if these people really gonna buy from you or not. You know, as a business owner, how many times has somebody told you, "Ooh, girl, I'm gonna come through tomorrow," or "Ooh, girl, I'm gonna get the ticket next week"? How many times? Dramatic pause. So again, like I said before, I can't tell you what to do. All I can say is that you need to come to a conclusion and make a decision. I'm gonna try it on my own. I'm gonna put my whole family at risk and bet on me. Or B, I'm gonna get some help from somebody who has the skills that can help my business get customers, keep those customers, help me identify what areas of opportunity are, and help me correct them, so that we can flourish, so that we can pay bills, so that we can give kids a little bit extra, so that we can hire some really qualified folks to run the business so that I cannot have to be in here every doggone day. You know, I would suggest you go to growingrich.com. Ain't no dirt on my name. My track record is proven. You can ask about me. Okay. Now we got one more, and then we're going to get out of here. And the last thing is retention. Retention, retention, retention. If you watch me, if you follow me, you know I always talk about the Pepsis and now Dr. Peppers and the McDonald's and how these people have been eating and drinking Pepsi and Coke and Dr. Pepper and going to McDonald's and White Castle for years. You know, that people have been patronizing them to the point where their kids and their grandkids are spending money with the same brands. Okay. People are 3 and 4 generations deep at Jim's Hot Dogs on well, technically not on Maxwell Street anymore, but you know they sell Maxwell Street polishes if you're in the Chicagoland area. You know, people are 3 and 4 generations deep. Why? Because they've been able to service the whole family. They've been able to keep that family from the first time they had a Polish to that man having his kids. And then he brought his kids down there. And then he brought his grandkids down there. And he brought their friends down there. He kept delivering them money. He was like a Brinks truck dropping it off to them. That's why you need to be retaining your customers because they will deliver you more customers. They will deliver you their kids. They will deliver you their wife. They will deliver their sister-in-law. You know, if you're in a bar and you got a Matt Dooley, shout out to my man Matt Dooley. Matt Dooley's going to invite the team out. Whole team going to sit around. They're going to drink up a big tab. And then you're going to look up and some of those people are going to keep coming back again and again and again. You know, I always talk about, you know, when I was with my boy Giovanni Sean and how people that I invited down for my Christmas parties, I would then see those same people coming back and getting orders to go because when they had the chicken or they had the pizza or they had the bread with the little sauce on it, they were like, "Ooh, man, I need that. I need that in my life. I had a taste for that." So now I basically delivered him money. Just dropped it off. Hey, man, here go 2 more people that want to pay you. That's why you need to retain your customers because life is a whole lot easier when the customer just drives up and throws you 2 more customers. Now go in there and get you something. So, again, man, this is life or death. Man, this is not something to play with. You know, that money that you spent on those pictures, that money that you spent on that website, that money that you spent to get your LLC, that money that you spent on product, you can't get it back if you don't have any sales. You did all of that because you thought that you were going to get enough business, that you were going to get enough support, that you're going to get enough patrons to then recoup that money. And the thing is when you recoup the money, you get to use that money again. You know, that's the re-up, you know, for my street people. Okay. I'm not using new money. I'm using the same money. You know, I started out with 10,000. I used the 10,000, made the 10,000 back. Now I took the same 10,000 and went out and hired somebody. And now they made me that 10,000 back. Then I used that money to go hire somebody else. So now that same 10,000 has gotten my business set up and got me 2 really good employees and maybe got me a great coach. And I've never had to go into piggy bank again. Why? Because I have sales, you know, at a price that makes me happy enough to do the great work that I know I've been called to do. Because when the money low and you know you still got to keep chasing more customers, it's hard to do a good job. Because in the back of your mind, whether you want to admit it or not, man, this ain't no money. And if it ain't no money in the back of your mind, are you really disciplined enough to give them the great effort that you promised them? See, that's how people go broke. Price is too low. Work is too hard when the price is too low. Now you get demotivated and upset and frustrated, and you still got to go chase other customers. So now the one customer you should be working on keeping, you ain't keeping because they didn't pay you enough to keep them. But again, 100 days. 100 days. Tomorrow will be 99. The next day it'll be 98. So do you have a plan in place? Are you sure the plan is going to work? Because if you can't say beyond a shadow of a doubt that you would risk your family, go to grownandrich.com, man. Stop waiting. Again, if you click the fast cash button, you get free 30 with me. You get ebook written by me and one of the most successful black men in the country called How to Retire Off One Property. And I'm going to send you a link and you get the opportunity for only $69.99 to do the Beat Black Friday webinar. And based on how we judge marketing people, how many sales have they generated? Mine is in the 8 figures at this point. How many things can I help you do? I can help you write it. I can help you send it in an email. I can help you create the sales script to talk on the phone. I can show you how to get people to buy faster. I can show you how to get people to buy more. I can show you how to raise your prices. All of those things that are important. I can show you how to turn your website into a salesperson. Does he have a good reputation? Ask about me. I got no fear of you asking about me. I encourage it. There are people on the website. There are people on my page. Have at it. Because based on how we judge marketers, and again, let's keep it in context. 78% of business owners with no employees making less than 50K. 8 out of 10 business owners don't have employees. So can you really afford to not take the opportunity that's in front of you? And if not me, then who? What would this have to cost for you to be like, oh, wow, this is a great deal? Because again, if you don't do at least 3.5 times as much by January 1st, I give you your money back. Find a better deal. I dare you. And if you can, use it. Let me know about it. I'll take a look at it. I'll say, hey, this is really going to help you or this isn't. Free of charge. But as always, man, it's your business big bro, SaDon L, a.k.a. the most dangerous man in marketing, a.k.a. Mr. Better Than Your 401k, telling you to have a wonderful Monday. Again, go to grownandrich.com, click the fast cash call button. It'll get you in touch with me. It'll get you the free ebook, and it will get you a link to Beat Black Friday webinar, which is on October 2nd, which is, I guess, less than 2 weeks away. So stop playing. I'll holla.